Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Fedosi, and number name is 2010 953011. And today I want to make presentations about the STL UTS SP class B about, and my topic is about advantage and disadvantage of high voltage over low voltage for the line transmissions. Okay, maybe we can go to first. Okay, first of all is a high voltage transmission. High voltage transmissions is a function to distribute electrical energy from one substation to another. It's consisting of conductions stretched between tower stroke the insulator with a high voltage system. And the number of the high voltage in the standards and at a plane in Indonesia, because we have the Gordelli in Indonesia and the others in other country. Because in Indonesia we have 30 kilovolts, 70 kilovolts, 150 kilovolts, and 275 kilovolts, and also 500 kilovolts. But in other countries, not only just in Indonesia, have 30 kilovolts and 70 kilovolts. In the other country, and not in Indonesia, not being used. Okay, well, we go to the suspect from the high voltage transmissions. The first is high voltage airline, or SUTT. It's about 30 kilovolts until 150 kilovolts. The meaning is for operating voltage between 30 kilovolt to 150 kilovolts, the network configuration is a generally single or double circuit. So we have the single and double circuit, where one circuit consists of 3 passes with 3 or 4 wires. So we use for the one circuit is we use 3 passes, and for one passes with 3 or 4 wires. Usually on 3 wires, and the neutral conduction. Usually only 3 wires, and the neutral conductor is replaced by ground as a return line. So the neutral conductor is replaced by ground. And if the capacity of the power supply is large, then the conductor in each pass consisted of 2 or 4 wires. So you're gonna make a double or quadruple. And the conductor band is called bundle conductor. If have a double 2 or 4 wires, so we can say it bundle conductor. Okay, next is high voltage cable lines, or SPDSTL, 30 kilovolt until 150 kilovolt. The high voltage cable lines, SPDSTL, are installed in big city in Indonesia, especially in Java, with several configurations, because it's very difficult to get and land per tower sets for SUTT installation. So it's very difficult, and so because that is installed just begin in the big cities in Indonesia, especially in Java. Then for free space, it's also pretty difficult, and there will definitely be protests from community because of dense buildings and many tile buildings. In addition, there are safety and aesthetic consideration, as well as very high demand and local ground. The weakness of SKTT is that it costs more than SUTT, of course. We have more cost to build SKTT. The development process requires complex coordination and handling because it must involve many parties. For example, the city of government, or we say Pemkot, to the lowest ranks, PDAM, Telkom, Perumgas, Transportation, Service Police, and others. Yeah, it's make many parties we need to make this high voltage transmissions. SKTT length on each cable drum maximum 300 meters. For special designs and orders, for examples, for marine cables can be made without connection as needed. Next. Low voltage transmission. After high voltage transmission, we know about function to the stroke. We know function about low voltage transmission is a function to distribute electrical energy from one station to another. When the length of an overhead transmission line is below 60 kilometers and the line voltage is low, below 20 kilovolts, it is usually considered as a short transmission line due to the smaller length and lower voltage of the line. The capacitance effects of the line are extremely small and hence can be neglected. The aspect of the low voltage transmission. So the first is low voltage R line or SUTR. It's about 40 volts until 1 kilovolt. The low voltage R line transmissions is the downstream part of the electric power system at distribution voltage below 1 kilovolt, which directly supplies low voltage electricity needs to consumer. In Indonesia, the current operating voltage of the SUTR transmission is 220 per 380 volts. So it's just about the voltage is about transmissions from distribution to load system. The second is low voltage cable line, or SKTR, about 40 volt until 1 kilovolt. In terms of function, low voltage cable channels or cable line transmission has the same function as SUTR transmission. The basic difference is the SKTR is planted in the ground. If using SUTR actually in the safe of distance for free space, there is no problem because SUTR uses an insulated conductor. Okay, next. Okay, advantage and disadvantage. Compared to the SUTR transmission, the SKTR transmission has several disadvantages, including high investment costs at the time of development, often cause problems if a disturbance. And if a disturbance occurs, repair is more difficult and requires a relatively long time to repair. So this is a disadvantage of that. So increased voltage line transmission has high economic value, very important. The advantage as following. The first is power distributor with the same current flow is adequate. This means use of copper in conductor wire will decrease with increasing voltage transmission. Second, the cross-sectional area of the conductor is less because of the more conductor support structure small. And the third is the current flowing in the line transmissions become smaller, then the voltage drop also becomes small. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for the attention. Finally, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.